lot of Canadians, part of your New Year's resolution for 2010 includes eating better. To help us start with some great tips on how to fulfill this resolution, Anna Alexandre. She's a holistic nutritionist.
Welcome back. Does your mood affect what you eat? According to a new Ipsos Reid poll, 87% of Canadians let their mood affect their food choices to some degree. Anna Alexandre is a registered holistic nutritionist, and she's here to help us make some smart decisions.
If you're really stressed, you've got a lot of greens. Green, green, green. You can never eat too many greens. Please eat more greens. Here you can have them in a salad. We have some mustard greens that have a nice bite to them, and a green smoothie here.
8:13 on Morning Live. Not only can the right foods help your body work better, it can also help you feel better. Holistic nutritionist Anna Alexandre is back with us. So thanks so much for coming back in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you've got a number of foods here that can not only affect your mood, but what type of mood you're in can affect what you eat.
Absolutely. So the food that you choose affects your mood and vice versa. So if you're in a really bad mood, you might choose different foods, as well as if you choose some high sugar or high fat foods that can actually put you in a bad mood as well. And the biggest thing my clients say to me is, well, I don't have time to eat frequently, Anna, at all.
You have to.
You have to. So I always say make the best choice in the place that you are.
Okay.
Never leave your house without a snack, so you always have fruit. You can keep these things in your purse. 87% of Canadians did say that their mood affect their food choices. So it really does happen to most people. Now, there are emotional and physiological reasons for this.
Right.
So emotionally, you were saying when you're in a bad mood, you need something rich and heavy. Well, a lot of the times is that if you think about when you fell off your bike, or if you were sad, or you had an argument with your friends, your parents may have brought you ice cream or given you a cookie. So that comfort food sticks with us as we become adults, as well as if you're celebrating. If you think of all the holidays, we tend to still eat rich food. So even if you're in a great mood, sometimes you still tend to grab for those celebratory foods as well.
Okay.
Right, special occasion foods.
Absolutely.
Or is it just sort of
So you develop that sort of kind of library of foods and flavors in your head linked to your emotions.
Absolutely. And then there's also a physiological reason. So our body produces a feel-good sort of chemical called serotonin in the brain and in the digestive tract. And this regulates our cravings, emotions, mood, and also what we would choose to eat, our food cravings.
And forget chips and chocolate bars. These are the snacks we should be having. Nutritionist Anna Alexandre from Vital Life Design is here.
Whenever I get a new client, I'll ask them, so what are your meals like and what are your snacks like? And they always say, oh, I don't snack. No, I'm good.
And you know they do.
They do, but I said, actually, snacking is important. It's a good thing. We need to do it. Not chips and donuts and cookies, but a healthy snack is just as important as your meal.
And how many snacks should you be having, or is there a time frame where you should make sure that you eat every few hours?
Every 2.5 to 3.5 hours, depending on your level of activity.
Okay.
And if you're trying to put on muscle mass or lose fat, things like that. But every 3 hours is really important, because if not, your body goes into starvation mode and it wants to store fat.
Okay.
So you'll start storing fat as well. You won't have a lot of energy. It will dip in the day. And what you're going to be wanting to do is grab a coffee right away and sugar.
Everybody, I'm here with Anna Alexandre. You're a holistic nutritionist.
Yes.
And you're talking about organic food, because so often people say, really, why is it so much more expensive? If I wash my veggies, isn't it as good? So you're debunking all the myths here today. If I just peel my zucchini, or if I just wash it, well, it's the same thing. It's not, right?
Not necessarily, especially things like root vegetables. That's where you really want to try to get it, because it's living in the ground. So if it's spraying, it's growing in the pesticides. So you can't wash it off.
Okay.
Bad fats, good fats. Okay, and expert help. Anna Alexandre is back with us, because it's a huge issue, of course. You know, with bad fats, which we have to get out of our diet. There may be some confusion out there too, in terms of we may have it in our diet and not be aware of it.
Yes, there's a lot of confusion in fats. That's why I wanted to talk about this today. There's some good fats and some bad fats. Now, fat is necessary in our diet.
Of course, yeah.
We need it for cell function. We also need it to transport the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K.
All right, hey, thanks for the expert advice, Anna Alexandre. And again, the website is
VitalLifeDesign.com.